Hey friends, Shawn here with Manly Made Minute, and welcome back to another episode of my design team series with Desiree Tangles. Include a thank you. Again, we're going holiday today. We've got to catch up on some holiday, and I want to use that ornament set again. So this is the Tangled ornament set, and we're going to add some glam to it, similar to the candy cane one that I have put out there. So we're going to get out some perfect pearls. We're going to just do some inks with watercolor and get a nice good shimmer on this and get some glam here for Christmas. However, we're going to go non-traditional colors. It seems like pink and peach tend to be the color of the season, so we're going to get our pink and peach out and do a non-traditional color card here with some silver embossing and a silver background. So before we get started, if you are new here, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up and a comment. Would love to hear from you. Would love to see if you're liking my content, or what would you like to see. I'm going with what I want to do. So if there's something you want to see, or see if I can do it, I would be up for the challenge. So don't forget to subscribe. If you are not new here and you keep coming back, don't be shy and subscribe, and would love to have you keep coming back and get notified when I upload my next video. So let's get to business and see what we have going on here. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit because I want to get some good view of what we're going to do. So let's pull out my stamp sets. I've done a little pre-work here, so I have already embossed my cardstock with silver embossing, and I am using the it's basically the In Bloom design on the ornament. So this is the Tangled ornament set that is up on her website now. Full disclosure, I have received these for free to feature as a design team member. However, if you do purchase online, I do not get any kickback. This is just purely my joy to do as a design team member and show you options of what you have with her products and give a little twist on her products. So feel free to head on over to includeathankyou.com. This is the Tangled ornaments. We're using this ornament, but now this matches her Tangled in Bloom set. And you can see, same kind of design, right? So now I've taken this corner element and I've added it to my card, and that is what we're going to hang this ornament from. Alright, so you can kind of see I've done that corner piece and then the ornament itself. Alright, this is not watercolor paper. This is Neenah Classic Crest 110 pound cardstock. I'm not using watercolor paper because I'm not going to be super saturating this paper, and so I didn't need to use waste watercolor paper for this effect. It is going to get wet, but it's not going to be super saturated to do this. So this is a card. You could knock out a good chunk of these for your Christmas cards. Just do your pre-work, right? Get your embossing done, and then you're ready to start coloring a whole bunch of these at the same time. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take my Catherine Pooler, it's basically Peach Bellini, or Bellini, and then Sparkling Berry, and use these for my two colors and watercolor these in, mixed with Perfect Pearls. So I'm using the original formula of Perfect Pearls. This is not the white. There's a white one. This is the original formula. Now, throw your ink down on your craft mat. I'm using the Tim Holtz glass mat. So I've got my ink down for my Bellini and my berry. Now I'm going to take my Perfect Pearls. I will usually use just a little crafting palette knife. Take a little bit right on the tip and dump it in on both of these colors because I want shimmer on both of these colors. Use whatever color you want. I just thought I'm seeing a lot of peach and a lot of pink here for the holidays, for decorations in the stores and in the ads, and so we're going to go kind of what I see trending just for fun. And I wanted to do something non-traditional anyway. And I've done a lot of blues and stuff already, so I'm like, let's just do this peach and pink theme. Alright, all you do, I've got my water over here. I'm going to take my brush, get it good and wet, and then I'm going to take and mix this Perfect Pearls in, and you've got to get this good and wet so you get those Perfect Pearls to dissolve, because they'll get a little crunchy and grainy. but you got to get that to dissolve. So just keep adding some water until you get it nice and dissolved in there. When this dries back, trust me, even though it's dissolved, can't really see it on camera here, but I can see it in person. It's shimmering. When this dries back, you'll get a good shimmer on this. Alright, let's just start with this one. And all I'm doing is going about every other, every third. I'm randomly coloring this in no particular pattern, no particular order. I'm going to zoom out just a tiny bit so I have enough space here to work. So if I tuck that in towards me, you don't lose it. Alright, now, because the Perfect Pearls is in here, and this is not watercolor paper, when I go to put this to paper, on dry paper, it's going to suck up into that paper. So I could take, with some clean water, I could take and wet this down just a little bit so it gives me a little bit of playtime, because even just by doing this, that water soaks right up into that paper instantly. It's not going to sit on top really nice and pretty like it does a watercolor paper. So just know that, depending on your paper you're using. If you want some give, if you are going to be like a little bit more traditional and go watercolor paper, go watercolor paper. It doesn't matter. I just chose not to. Alright, let's just get some coloring going here. Now, I'm going to throw this peach right on this big one here to start. And I move relatively quickly because it does soak in pretty quick. And you'll see it. It just sets back and grabs, and it's like immediate as soon as you touch the paper here. So, and I'm going about every other, kind of just a randomish pattern because I know I'm going to do pink in between. Make sure you get these little ones in here. There's little babies in there. And do the pattern that you want to do. I just thought I'm addicted to these Perfect Pearls right now. If you've been watching any of my stuff, you know I've kind of started getting these Perfect Pearls out and trying them in all different ways and using them quite a bit. So I just thought this was a perfect way to get a nice shimmery, shiny ornament and just have fun with some watercoloring and sit and zone out and do this. So this is all it takes right here. So what I'm going to do is I'll zoom in here. I'll get my peach laid down, and then I will zoom in so you can kind of see what we've got going on here, and then I'll just kind of set this up a little bit on some speed with a little bit of music in there until we come to the end. So let me just get this peach laid down and then kind of show you what we've got. And I think that is plenty of peach for, and I'll do up here, but let's just kind of show you. Alright, there's what we get. Good amount of shimmer off of that. So you just get that nice shimmery kind of ornament. Alright, we're going to continue the peach up here, then I'll do the pink, and we'll come back here once I get all this hand painted, put our sentiment, and assemble our card. It is that easy. So we will be right back, and I will see you on the flip side. Okay, folks, that's it. So quick, so easy. Let's just zoom in as close as I can on this and see if we can get that shimmer out of there. There we go. That embossing shines really nice, and then you've got a nice shimmer off of that Perfect Pearls. just with regular stamping ink. So again, I used Sparkling Berry and Bellini from Catherine Pooler, smushed down, water, little perfect pearls in there, and painted it. So we're going to add our string, add our sentiment, and then we can assemble. And I have plenty left here. I probably overdid it. I shouldn't have did a full like stamp, but I probably could get 5 more cards out of this ink that is sitting here because it takes so little. And I could have left this white on the bulb, pardon me, or went peach with it, or just went normal perfect pearls and water and just made it shimmery. I just went pink because I wanted a little extra pink on there. I have preset my stamp in here. The stamp is from the Tangled Ornament set, so I'm going to use the Joy. And I place it right in that little nook right here. I was going to do black, then I didn't know if I should do pink or peach, and I feel like this is so light, and I feel like I need something, it needs to pop a little bit, so I am going to stick with the black. I'm just using my VersaFine Onyx because I just want to more of a crisp kind of get that sentiment and to pop right off that front of that card. So probably give this maybe just one more little tap on there. So nice and bright and crisp. Now let's just take and do our string. So there is a string that comes with this stamp set. There's two. There's a hook and there's like string. So there's the hook here and then this string. I like the string usually. More often than not I'll do the string just because of how I've laid out most of the cards I've done with this. So I'll lay the string. There's a little loop here on one end, and so I lay that loop as if it's looped around the bulb itself. And now what I want this to do is just kind of disappear. I don't want this to go all the way up. I want it to kind of, well, I could. No, I don't, because there's a little gap there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick this up. All right, I'm going to mask that little piece off with a piece of sticky note. So I'm just going to mask off right about so, because I just want it to go as if it's up into the branch and then disappears. And you could go black, you could go pink, whatever string you want. I'm going to go probably silver to match my embossing. So I'm just using the Catherine Pooler Silver. And this is a pigment ink, so it is pretty, it comes on, I just say it's usually like kind of thicker. And that lines up pretty nice. And just lay that down. Remove that, so that looks like it just kind of disappears right into my little branch that we made. That easy, all right? Too easy. I'm going to clean this up before I make a mess of this card, because that is just my mojo that I typically do. Once I'm done with the card, I've got to get something on it before I'm done. All right. Now, what I want to do, I've pre-made, let's just zoom back out here a little bit for you all. I want to carry this into the inside a little bit, so let me just clean this off so I can get rid of the string. And I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take that corner element from the Tangled in Blooms. So I'm going to use that element again, and I'm going to throw this on the inside of my card. All right, and I think I'm just going to go. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go bottom right here and leave me space to write. Okay, so pick that up. We're going to carry that pink and peach. Since I did a lot of pink with the bulb, we're going to go peach on this one. Do that Bellini. And just give that a little design element on the inside to carry that in. Beautiful. It's got a little more orangey, but that's okay. So that's kind of what we've done on the inside. Let that dry as I assemble here. So I've cut out some silver, glossy silver cardstock to match my embossing. I have done, this size is 5 by 3 3/4 for this layer. This is 5.5 by 4 1/4, and I always cut 1/8 inch less. Personal preference, I like just about 1/8 of an inch of card white around the edge. I don't like when this stuff goes all the way to the edge. Partially because I can't never seem to line it up right, and I always have to trim stuff, and then it looks cockeyed and crooked. So I just cut to size, and then I take about 1/8 of an inch off. And I just like that because it leaves me a little extra border there anyway. All right. Straighten that out just a tiny bit. Let's just flatten that down. And then we will add this to our card front. Easy, easy, easy card. Could do these in bulk. Do your prep work, cut everything to size, do all your embossing, and then you can just sit and have a little fun watercoloring session and knock out a ton of these in no time. Literally the watercoloring probably took me a total in real time roughly 5 to 7 minutes. If that, probably if I was not talking. So it goes pretty quick. You could knock out a good chunk of cards by doing this design. So really quick while that's drying and before we finish, these are my 2 stamp sets that I've used. So if you want to replicate this whole card, you're going to need a Tangle and Bloom set. Okay, great set to do stuff. I've got other videos out on my channel here with this whole set. I have a Zentangle that I just did partial coloring of this one, which looks awesome. Then there is, and it's a little messy right now, but this is your Tangled Ornament set for holidays. There's also a Tangled Leaves that is fall, but I've used a ton of them for holiday cards that I have some videos out on. So if you want this whole card, get these 2 sets out on her website. You just will not be disappointed with her sets. All right. And that is all we have. So let's just see if I can get, there we go. My light is pretty bright here this morning. Nice and shimmery, shiny, non-traditional colors. It's like you got a little branch with a little ornament hanging on it. She's got the sentiments in with this Tangled Ornament. You've got Noel, Merry Christmas, and Joy that come with this stamp set. So there you have it. Let me see if I can do a little front view here for you, if that'll focus good enough for me. Let's just see if I can get a focus on there. Probably not going to cooperate with me this morning, is it? Alright, I showed you the down cam anyway. Thank you so much for hanging with me today. Go ahead and check out includeathankyou.com. Get yourself some Tangled sets. She's got some bigger sets in there that are fantastic. The garden one is amazing that I've done some watercolors on as well. So thank you so much for hanging with me, and until next time, I'll see you then.